name is Lerato, and normally I will do videos in a more scripted mode, but today I just realized that I hadn't done this video and I wanted to knock it off before I could push all my videos out into post-production. So bear with me, I'm just gonna make myself my cup of coffee and I'm gonna talk about it as we go. So in 2022, people are wondering what is it that they should be. There's a lot of interest in real estate. However, how people get into real estate is quite important. How it is that they are able to get invested, what it does for them would be very important. So today we're going to talk about what is it that you're going to be. Are you going to be an investor or are you going to be a buyer in 2022? So yes, it's going to be a discussion, it's going to be a chat, but I want it to be a bit more informal. Maybe next time we're going to do it as a live, but let's just start with this one. So you might be wondering, what am I talking about? Why am I saying you have to be an investor or a buyer? Now, it all lies in the definition. An investor would be somebody who's going into real estate strictly for the purposes of making money. Now, as a buyer, you are also going into real estate to make money. However, your need or use of real estate would probably be personal, like you want to get a home, you want to get an apartment for your mother or your family or your parents. And I mean, that essentially is the difference. Yes, you would also be looking to ensure that your home is able to create value, but as an investor, you're mostly going to be looking out for opportunities that you'd invest in, like a business. You want to be able to go in, analyze it, like it's homes for people, but it's with a business venture in mind. So hopefully that makes sense and people are able to better understand the difference between an investor and a buyer, but we're still going to talk about it. So let's keep going. So in one of my previous videos, I talked about how people are making money in real estate. And because part of the discussion there talked about people would make money from real estate in different ways, depending on what they are, either an investor or a buyer. That is another reason. That's the reason why I'm choosing to do this video. I referenced that video because it is important that you watch this one and that one for either one of them for this one to really make sense. And I will link that video in the caption so you can watch it. But today, let's just address what you're going to be or who you can be in 2022, either an investor or a buyer. So let me grab my coffee and then I'll break it down for you. So let's start off by looking at what an investor would get in the market in 2022. So because an investor is essentially looking to make money, and there is going to be a lot of money to be made in 2022 with real estate. Part of the reason why I say this is because there is so much more demand for housing, for property, and there are such opportunities, especially in the growing parts of Lagos, newly developing parts of Lagos, and even in nearby cities like Ibadan, where we're now starting to have the property market open up. So there is going to be a lot of money to be made, and the people who are going to make that money are the people that are going to be able to take advantage of them in the shortest time possible. As an investor, what you're looking out for would be a property that is going to cash flow. A property that will cash flow and would not cost you so much to get into. So first of all, you would be looking at the time of completion. So seeing as COVID has caused quite a lot of delays and there have been investment options that people have paid for, both as investors and buyers, that are not ready to come into the market. So if you're going into the market now, you might just take advantage of that information to change what your choices would be. And this is what I am currently repositioning new investors that are coming to the market in 2022 to say, change the choices of properties that you're going for. If you used to go for a property that was an off-plan, so what we're talking off-plans, indirectly here. If you're gonna go for an off-plan that normally would be delivered in 18 months, look for one that will be delivered in less. And I would advise and urge you that you look for one that would be delivering between 6 and 10 months. Reason is you want to be able to get your money working faster. That is what those are the advantages that people can take in 2022. So what would you be gaining? You'd be gaining the advantage of time. You'd be gaining the advantage of the fact that you actually have cash. You'd be gaining the advantage of knowing that you can leverage your cash to negotiate. And for people who will then say, but Lerato, I do not have the outlay of cash. What smart choices can you make to be able to get the advantage of cash? Could you bring together other friends that are also looking to be able to invest their money and say, let's do this together? Again, talking about co-investing, would you be able to get a loan that you could quickly turn around, leverage, and make it work for you and pay back, as soon as possible? Could that work for you? Could you leverage your former assets to even be able to get in? But in 2022, smarter choices are what are going to work. And the faster you start getting those in play for you, the better for you. The real estate market in 2022 when you look at the data, and these are things that you would probably have been seeing, you'd see all the outlook reports for 2021, and you'd see much bigger numbers where number-wise, you're probably going to be thinking, oh, but the market has grown, the market has improved, and the market has all of that, which is true in one regard. However, the number of units that people are able to get has not necessarily increased. So where we then have the housing deficit and we have the number of units that have gone out or are coming out, there's still the imbalance. So if you're an investor looking to bridge the gap, I would also be advising that you should look at a hybrid investment model where you are looking to finance versus owning. So this way we can help to bridge the gap in terms of the deficit. Because we all understand that the best and the fastest way to make money is to be of service, because when you're of service, you're able to help people achieve their goals. You're able to help people provide the things that they need. Housing is in need. So investors in 2022 in the Nigerian market can make so much money. The opportunities are endless, and it would be really, really smart for you to take advantage. We may say that as realtors that yes, that there was a boom in terms of what was going on last year, but 2022 IMB is going to be so much more interesting. And if you can get into position, then you are going to also be smart into the bank. So when people ask me and say, oh, but I don't need the house, my response immediately would be, you don't have to need the house. Someone else needs the house. So why put the money into a house that you probably don't need? Buy a house, pay for the house, buy a property that other people can need and they will use. Get involved in the market. That is how you're going to make money this year. So a strategy that I am going to be leveraging, I'm going to be encouraging a lot this year. And this is because I also am reading what my clients and my investors and what my potential clients are also complaining about, is the fact that we all think that we don't have enough money. We think that we don't have the money to get it done. But this is the thing. If all of us that think that we don't have the money can come together to make it happen, because we all want to make more money, then it is a goal that is definitely going to work. Some of you who know me and you've been following me much closely, you would have been seeing posts, especially on social media, where I'm talking about co-investing. I'm talking about opportunities for co-investing. I'm talking about how co-investing can actually change the play too for real estate, especially in 2022 and going forward. You would know that I have launched a community for this. And the reason why I am talking about this is because that is my strategy. That is going to be my core strategy for pushing and converting more buyers into investors this year. I'd really love for you to join. So if you want to join, I'm going to have a link somewhere in this bio because I'm going to tag it as the strategy to engage in 2022. And what co-investing is essentially going to do is that it's going to multiply the opportunities. A number of people have already started doing it. I mean, you might have been seeing adverts where, say, calling for people to invest or own a part of something. And some of them are short-let oriented, some of them are just rental unit oriented, but the marketing style is own a part of something, be able to earn rental income for life for a certain period of time, or just earn interest for a certain period of time. And that's because, those that are going that route have already identified that that is a trend that's going to work. It's a trend that is working. So 2022, I've decided that that's going to be a core of my marketing and attraction pool for more clients and converting more buyers essentially into investors. So if you think that that's one thing you want to do, you definitely must check out the link that I'm going to put in the caption. And when you do check out the link, look out for what it is that you can benefit from it. I can't talk in this video about what you should be looking out for, but I can tell you that look at it from the perspective of what is it that you can benefit the most by joining into an initiative like that. And just also to buttress the point, if I were to talk about the things that co-investing could benefit on a larger scale, I'll put it like this. You know how on social media we all are chasing to have the 10K follower limit, and it's a game of numbers, right? Real estate is a game of numbers. So take the multitude of people that we can have and that we actually do have in the Lagos city, or even just people that are interested in Lagos as a city, and say, imagine that 10,000 people or 15,000 people could invest 500K into real estate. How much leverage do you think that could give us? That definitely is going to give us like a whole lot of leverage. Like even just those numbers, think about those numbers for a second. 15,000 times 500K, that's about 7.5 billion if I'm correct. And 7.5 billion will get us a lot of apartments. So if as a community or if as a group, you then have 7.5 billion that you're able to tell a bunch of developers and say, how many units do you have? We want to negotiate to give you the money that you will use to build these units and we'll take them off of you. How much leverage do you think that that's going to bring? I think it's going to bring a lot of leverage because developers currently are looking to raise money with very high interest rates. If they can get buyers that are good. And this is another reason why they do off-plan. They do off-plan because they also want to be able to raise money. They want to be able to reduce the amount of money they have to go and take as a loan. So imagine that they're able to get people or a group of people or investors that are going to commit to some of these units and say, I'm going to commit at this level. How fast do you think that units could get built? So I repeat, that is going to be a strategy. That is a strategy that I totally believe is going to work. And this is just me saying this is what I think is going to work. It may not work for you. It may not align with your goals, and that's A-okay. But for those of you that it will align with your goals, I'll be really, really happy to have you join on this journey. So before this video gets too long and it becomes a whole lecture, which it wasn't meant to be, because it was just supposed to be a friendly chat, me fulfilling a promise of, explaining the difference between an investor and a buyer and sharing what the opportunities could be. I'd like to ask, would you want for these type of videos to come out on a more regular basis? Would you like them to be more informal? Would you like them to be live chat sessions? Because they could be IG or YouTube live sessions. And what would you want? Tell me in the comments section. Share the video if you think that you got any value that a friend or somebody else that you know might benefit from. Just tell me what it is that you think, because the more that you can tell me, the easier that I'm able to develop more content that helps you on your real estate journey. If you're just seeing this video, maybe a friend sent it to you, or you even just came across it on YouTube and you are not yet following this channel, I'd like for you to take a minute to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that when another video comes out, you don't miss it. Videos will come out more frequently and you don't want to miss them, especially if you're interested in real estate. But till next time when another video will come out, peace.